Mr. Speaker, I only heard a few weeks ago from one of New Zealand's leading children's organisations how that former failed Labour government, under their working for family policy, had failed thousands of New Zealand children. But, Mr. Speaker, there is good news. Better, sooner, more convenient notched up yet another success last Friday with the opening of the Waiuku Primary Integrated Medical Health Centre by the Minister of Health and myself in the excellent Hanua electorate, by chance the very electorate that I am privileged to represent. And this is yet another sign of the significant gains to health services under the national government, Mr. Speaker. Firstly, congratulations go to Dr. Mark Eustace, his wife Jo, the many medical staff and other colleagues, the developer, who were prepared to put their own personal capital in, take risks and develop one of the finest integrated centres I've seen anywhere in the world, and that will be the lifeline for this rural community for many, many years to come. The facilities include doctors' surgeries, specialist facilities, physiotherapists, pharmacy facilities, even a hypnotherapist will be there, and much, much more, Mr. Speaker. This is a magnificently designed building that will serve primary care needs for that rural community, and it's going to be replicated throughout the country over the years to come. But the point I want to make, Mr. Speaker, that this was made with a sympathetic DHB, with a climate where the public health system, the Minister of the Health, collaborated with the private system, unlike a phenomena that I recall some years ago when Helen Clark, the then Prime Minister of the Labour Party, refused to turn up to the opening of the very futuristic and excellent Ascot Surgical Centre because she said she didn't believe in a private health system. What a dreadful indictment. And it's no coincidence, Mr. Speaker, that the Waiuku doctors had wanted to carry out a public-private partnership on the site of the old Franklin Memorial Hospital some 5, 6, 7 years ago. But at that time, under the climate of Labour, they were literally obstructed. There was nothing they could do. So instead, they took it into their own hands. They took the initiative into their own hands. They were prepared to take the risks, and they have built this very forward-looking, excellent community facility that will serve the community for so long, and a national government will encourage this exercising of choice for the people of New Zealand. Mr. Speaker, the recent passage of the New Zealand Health and Disability Amendment Bill was historical in that all submitters agreed to it and that all parties agreed to it, even the Labour Party. And what this means, that the health services of New Zealand will not be subject to the electoral swings that have occurred absolutely vastly over the last 20 or 30 decades, because an insightful national government has brought in a very well-crafted piece of legislation. And that piece of legislation ensures that we run an efficient, effective health service where every health dollar counts. Something that the then Health Minister, the Honourable Annette King, failed to put in the health system, and it was reflected by that Labour government doubling the amount of money for no extra services. But the other things that this Health and Disability Act is going to do is that it will ensure that back office bureaucracy is minimised and the resources move to the front line. Something more and more prevalent under this excellent national government.
Speaker.
Honourable